There are 44 members of the Black Organization who have debuted, 23 of which have not appeared in the TV anime, plus the 17 members of the organization that have completed the introduction for before, and the remaining 4 members who have some relationships with each other are all undercovers. Speaking of undercovers, the first undercover member to sneak into the organization in the Detective Conan timeline should be Hondo Ethan, who first appeared in anime episode 485. He is a second-generation Japanese American. He joined the CIA as an agent 30 years ago, when I was only 2 years old. After marrying a Japanese woman in Japan 3 years later, he started looking for clues related to the Black Organization, and at that time, Bourbon was only 2 years old. Finally, 17 years ago, he sneaked into the organization as an undercover agent when Shetty was only 1 year old. At that time, he had a 10-year-old daughter, Hondo Hidemi, and a newborn son, Hondo Aisuke. In order to protect the safety of his children, he asked his daughter to study abroad and aspired to become a member of the CIA like him, and having his son stay with his wife. In order to better integrate into the organization, he gave himself several different fabricated identities, wearing black clothes like his colleagues, and not fond of talking or being taken pictures of. 10 years ago, after the death of his wife, he entrusted his son to other people to be taken care of. Sometimes, he would take his son out to play, and lied to him that he was going to work abroad, so they would not meet for a long time. And once, his son accidentally took a photo of him when he was playing with someone else's camera. This photo became the only photo of Hondo Ethan during his life. Then, a few years later, Hondo Ethan's daughter forged herself an identity with an undercover name of Mizuna Shidena in order to join the organization and contact her father, with the purpose of introducing her father to a new contact named Barney, who was able to help them indirectly contact the CIA. However, the organization did not totally trust his newly joined member. They installed the transmitter on Mizuna Shidena and tracked her to the point where she and Hondo Ethan would meet. When Hondo Ethan discovered the transmitter on his daughter, he knew that his identity as a CIA undercover agent might have been exposed. So, he arranged the scene to look like an interrogation site, planning to pretend to be a member of the organization. Mizuna Shidena discovers his suspicious action and gets kidnapped as a result. In the end, without revealing any of the organization's information, Reina successfully defended herself and killed him. After setting up everything, he said in his last words, in conclusion, Hondo Ethan is the most special among the 5 undercovers. Although the other undercover agents are as loyal to their true organization when they're in danger, they'll also choose to commit suicide to prevent any leakage of information. But Hondo Ethan not only protected the CIA's information as an agent, but also protected his daughter as a father in such a short period of time. His real strength lies in his strong decisiveness and his meticulous thoughts, which are fully manifested within a few minutes from the discovery of the transmitter to his death. Always having recorded tapes of his own interrogation voice, along with truth serum, and without hesitation, bites his own wrist, and thought about how to make the blood in his mouth look reasonable. This all means that he has simulated similar scenes in his brain countless times before. Since entering the Black Organization, he had already been ready to sacrifice his life for the CIA and his family at any time. Generally speaking, a capable person like him who had been in the organization for such a long time should have his own codename. Unfortunately, his codename is not mentioned in the manga or the anime. According to my guess, his position in the organization should be quite high. His boss is the Rum, and like his daughter, he has sent emails to that person, and his work in the organization is unknown. By the way, most people who have seen the Kid arc know that the biggest mystery of this arc and the entire Hondo family is the blood type between them. Hondo Ethan's blood type is unknown. His wife is type O, his daughter is type AB, and his son is type O. But because of his daughter's bone marrow transplant, his son's blood type changed to type AB. However, it is impossible for a person with type O blood to give birth to 2 children, one having type AB blood and the other having type O blood. For example, if Hondo Ethan is of type O blood, then type O blood plus type O blood will only give birth to children with type O blood. A plus O would be either A or O. B plus O would be either B or O. AB plus O can only be A or B. Only a parent with type A blood and the other with type B blood can give birth to children, one with type AB blood and the other with type O blood. So either this is a plot hole, or Reina is not Hondo Ethan's biological kid. After his death, her daughter's loyalty was appreciated by that person and was codenamed Kiru, and continued undercover activities. Then, 4 years later, she once again got a transmitter put on her, this time by a kid named Conan, and was once again followed by a group of people. This is also Detective Conan's 3rd arc, the Kiru arc. From the beginning of anime episode 425, when Kiru debuted, to the end of episode 508, when she was being eavesdropped on by Conan and the others. She said, a CIA agent's quote,
私たちの功績は日の目を見ることはないけど、失敗はすぐに知れ渡ってしまうんだから。
It is because of this sentence that Vermuth and Conan have doubts about our true identity. I've already talked about the following events in my Detective Conan main storyline and timeline chronology series, Kido arc, so I'll skip directly to her character analysis and position in the Black Organization. Among all the members of the organization, Kido's personality is the most gentle and kind, unwilling to see others get hurt, and she will thank Conan after knowing that Conan prevented her assassination. But in order to better carry out undercover activities, she must pretend to be a cruel assassin. When she was a child, she always knew that her father's job was very dangerous, and in order to help her father, she was motivated to become a CIA agent. Other than her father, she also cherishes her younger brother, Hondo Ethan, very much. After returning to Japan, she began to take care of the younger brother who was often injured, and taught him to be a gentle person who would not hurt others. More than 10 years ago, because of the need to treat her brother's leukemia, Hidemi volunteered to give him a bone marrow transplant, which caused her brother's blood type to go from type O to type AB. 4 years ago, she forged a new identity, Mizunashi Reina, to sneak into the Black Organization. The word Mizunashi means no water, and the deep meaning means false and fabricated. Contrary to her father, her excellent communication skills and expressiveness in front of the camera have been appreciated by the organization since she joined, and she was arranged to be an announcer on a TV station. As an announcer, she can help the organization obtain information and help organize assassination activities. I already talked about the following events. After her father died, she sent Hondo Ethan monthly living expenses in her father's name. Knowing that Hondo Ethan came to the TV station to look for her, she began to contact Mori Kogoro through her colleague, Okina Yoko, and applied to him to protect her brother. And she also told Kogoro about the Black Organization via email, and at the end of the Kido arc, entrusted the FBI to protect her last family member. Although she had the means to contact that person directly, it can be seen that she is not yet fully trusted in the organization. For example, members such as Vodka, Vermouth, Pisco, Bourbon, and Shetty were all threatened once before by Jean. If you count the scene Kido was threatened in by Jean in the movie The Darkest Nightmare, then she would have been threatened by Jean 4 times in total, and almost getting headshotted by Rai in the Ram arc. Having been under the surveillance of other members, her life is always in a dangerous situation. Also as an undercover agent, compared with agents like Rai, who not only has not been shot by Jean with a gun, but almost hit Jean's head with a gun 3 times, and compared with undercover agents like Bourbon, who works 5 jobs and often has time to drive with Vermouth, resulting in me thinking that Kido's credit level in the organization is really very low. The reason why she can participate in events containing important people with other cadres is because of her useful skills, communicative ability, and the CIA's often used polygraph method. As a person who was assigned to fire the last shot in the second assassination also means that her marksmanship is good, being proficient in the driving of motorcycles, and controlling a motorcycle to fly on the roof of one of the cars when she played Fast and Furious with the FBI. Her endurance is also excellent. When the head of the Hondo Central Hospital tried to monitor whether she was out of the coma while she pretended to be in a coma through a nerve conduction test, Kido did not make any response. And compared to her actions 4 years ago, she's now more cautious, and she can quickly find out if she is being followed by other vehicles, and only acting after ensuring safety. Her work in the Black Organization is mainly assassination and information gathering. She will take advantage of her TV station announcer identity to interview high-status targets. Chianti and Korn will carry out the assassination after the target reaches a position where it's easy to shoot, and sometimes she may even fire the shot herself. After the Kido arc, she quit her role as an announcer on the TV station and began to work as a member of Jean's team. And at the same time, as a teammate on Conan's side, she provided them with information about the actions of Bourbon and Rum. At this point, the story of the Hondo family in the Black Organization has been introduced. In fact, when looking back at the traitors and undercover agents in this organization, I found something very tragic. That is, their relationship and family background. Shetty and Akemi have a sisterhood, Rai and Akemi have a lovehood, Ethan and Kido have a familyhood, Bourbon and Scotch have a friendhood, Bourbon and Akemi are childhood friends, and Bourbon and Elena tells a story of adoration. None of the relationships between them were maintained for a long time. The people at the other end of the relationship chain were all sacrificed, and their respective families had long since collapsed, and every member fights to protect their remaining brothers and sisters. Shetty and Akemi's parents are long dead, Scotch's parents were killed, Rai's father disappeared, and he thought his mother was also dead. Kido's mother died, and her father died to save her. Bourbon's parents are unknown. They are actually the most tragic characters in Detective Conan, but no matter when, they'll always keep smiling and staying calm, hiding the sadness behind their masks and in the darkness of the black organization.